G'day YouTube, Warbles on Lot here with part 3 of the Pantomime Plus Outsiders.
The third finally realised the importance of having a government that really does things, nice things. Actually, doing anything at all would make a nice change. We should probably have an inquiry into it. Now, I've written an innovative song about it. You there, the agile fellow with the guitar, here's $5. Sing this song for me. Right you are, Governor. I used to bow a lot to pressure. I wilted like a buttercup. My mind was like an empty Escher. I didn't know which way was up. I thought I'd have the greatest party. Neglected to invite myself. But now I'm feeling hale and hearty. And thanks to every Christmas sale, I have the courage of my conviction. I'm really gonna get things done. I'm sticking around, standing my ground. I won't bow down to anyone. I tied myself in contradictions. But Christmas finally set me free. I'll have the courage of my convictions, whatever they turn out to be. The country surely needs improving. I'm stepping up to make that deal. It's time to get the big rig moving. I'm Papa gonna take the wheel. Now jumping on that pump to prime it can cost a lot of fossil fuel. But screw the overheated climate, I found a way to keep my cool. I have the courage of my convictions. As long as there's no price to pay, the Abbotts and Duttons, they won't push my buttons. I'll break out of my rut and start a brand new day. Well, Jesus started in a manger, but still he found the time to shine. I have the courage of my conviction, and everything will work out fine. It did for Jesus. Everything will work out fine. It did for Jesus. Everything will work out fine. And with that, our Prime Minister learned an important lesson. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tony observed, God bless us, everyone. Thanks for listening, patriots, and Merry Christmas to all you godless heathens. This has been First Dog on the Moon's Guide to Modern Living. I am First Dog on the Moon. And I'm not. Oh, Casey Bonetto, have a round of applause. Thank you. Now, outsiders gathered before me, you have a Christmas cracker positioned by your microphone. If you could approach the person to your left or right, depending on your preference. Exchange the cracker, and with a tug, pull. Thank you. Now we've all got hats and silly jokes. Hurrah! Is it all going to work out for the best, Sinclair? Reassure me.
Yes, it's going to work out for the best, because we muddle through, we make, this is about, can we really make firm plans? And the answer is no, we can't. We've got to muddle through, we'll do well, and in 2017 we'll say, gee, it turned out a lot better than we thought.
Unless, of course, Sophie Blake, it doesn't.
Indeed, given that 2016 will nab the record for the hottest year ever, I'm not sure we have the luxury of muddling through this crucial point in history.
Muddling.
That's the glass half empty.
A muddle would be
Version of
good. A
me.
muddle would be good.
Yeah, particularly if you muddled it with some gin and maybe some pomegranate or something, that would be quite nice. A little bit of mint.
Yes, yes.
That's how I
Yes.
plan to spend
The next time we come on
2017.
your show, Jonathan, we're expecting gin and tonic.
Well, this is the thing, you see. This is my last one. And I don't have any gin. I've let you down, Sinclair.
I know. Once more, the ABC just doesn't come to the party.
We have eggnog though.
That's true. Well, and Matthew has kindly provided the eggnog, which is kind of a weird thing to have on a Sunday morning, I have to tell you. But, you know, we're adaptable, we're agile. Toby, are you a man? You know, is your eggnog half full or half empty?
My glass isn't big enough, I'm afraid. I want more eggnog, more brandy.
I don't know. I think we can pull this off. Dog, are you still there?
Hello.
Oh, you are. You've even got echo. Yeah, hello, do I? How nice. Oh, no, you didn't. Yes. Taxpayer-funded echo. There it is. Say it again. Taxpayer-funded echo. Thank you very much. There's your taxes at work.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I think a recession is a possibility. We're still just going to snipe at each other in politics and not really say anything meaningful or concrete.
That's the real issue, isn't it? I mean, I do think if we do technically enter a recession, Turnbull won't be around for much longer than that quarter. But, you know, they have an opportunity at the moment to really wake up and go, oh, hang on, saying all these things but not actually doing anything has led us to this position where the economy is really quite stuffed. Maybe it's time for Labor, Liberal, Greens, other assorted people to really band together and say, hang on a second, we need to fix this.
Well, is it just that, or Toby, you know, yes, there's the sort of continual oppositionism and opportunity within politics, but people on the outside of politics, do they really have the stomach anymore for governments doing tough things, for governments taking things away from them?
They don't. But we're adjusting to that. We're setting up a new framework for doing it, I think. I mean, I think we've fundamentally got a really terrific democracy. You know, we tend to get one party which will come along and build up business a bit, or they used to, make the country a bit richer, and then we'll press on the other pedal, and people squirt the money about at people who need it, and then we press on that. It's like cycling; you just sort of move slowly forward. I like change because I work in lots of countries where you can't change a government, and they're corrupt, and the government isn't scared of media, so I think we're in good shape.
It's probably a valuable perspective to have, you know, just jumping off the boat from Russia to see how we're doing things here. Can we change the bean at all?
Oh, I like to think that we have the capacity for change, but I've become so much more cynical in 2016. But I don't know. Look, I really hope that we do, because ultimately something does need to change. If Australia is going to continue to be a great country, and I believe that fundamentally it is, we don't need to make it great again. We really just need to do better with what we've got.
So keep it great is going to be the slogan. Is
Great.
keep it great. Yes,
I don't
keep
know.
it great.
Australia, great.
We might need to workshop that one. a
Yes,
little.
yes. I'm far more optimistic. I actually think our friends in Canberra have to stop being so self-indulgent, and I think that's really the issue. And hopefully those GDP figures gave them all a bit of a shock, not just the government, but also the opposition, and just realise that the electorate are a lot less tolerant of people playing silly buggers.
Dog?
Capitalism is the problem that you people don't seem to understand.
Thank you very much. First dog on the moon.
No, maybe, I mean, you know, we can get a new era of hawk-cuting reform, the sensible centre. That's I'm hoping.
Oh, who knows?
Or Peter Costello's tax cuts could come back again.
Time will tell. Thank you, all of you. You're some of my favourite people in this segment, and that's why you're gathered here today on this last show. Sinclair Davidson, Sabine Ball, Sophie Black, Toby Ralph, Susan Carland has joined us in the studio as well, with Casey Bonetto, First Dog on the Moon. And there's really only one way, with proper dignity, that we could, end this segment and probably this program. And it's a little bit like this.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every sage advance Australia fair. Advance Australia fair.
just what this country needs, the national anthem sung to the tune of Gilligan's Island. Look, thanks everybody. It has been a hoot. 5 years of the show has been an absolute thrill. It's been lovely to talk to you. You can catch me next year on Blueprint for Living of a Saturday morning when I will talk design, gardens and food. Tom Switzer will be your host on Sunday Extra from late January. Don't forget our summer series kicks off every Sunday from 8 o'clock, Tuesday evenings at 8 as well. A real treat in that with some combined highlights from our year that made new segments. Some lovely people to have a listen to there. Senior producer for the show. And it's
Okay, there you go. Don't you love the way the swamp wallaby stood up for the national anthem sung to Gilligan's Island? Well, we had a bit of a week like that here in Australia. Fella called Frydenberg, Minister for Energy or something, dared to suggest that they were going to have to, by legislation, hold a review in 2017, and that the review was going to consider the idea of an energy intensity trading scheme, which basically was going to penalise heavily polluting coal-fired power stations. And the extreme right wing of the Liberal Party just went berserk. Had a conniption fit. Corey Bastardi, whatever his bloody name is. Obviously not an Anglo-Australian. Anyway, he's very big on, right-wing fascist control and steaming ahead by burning more coal. He said it was a completely dumb idea to hold any kind of a review into Australia's energy security and energy policies, because otherwise everybody would stop voting for the Liberal Party and they'd run away to Pauline Hanson. And the whole Liberal Party just rolled over and did a big backflip and, oh yes, we have to hold the review, but all these things that might help are actually off the table. And then Australia's chief scientist, who got replaced by the Liberal Party so that he would, be an obedient little lapdog and he would bark at climate scientists. What he said was Australia's not on track to meet what it signed up for at the Paris Climate Accords, and your direct action policy that Tony Abbott says is going to be the way Australia can keep burning coal while planting an occasional tree with the Green Army that Turnbull's just shit canned. It's not working. Australia's greenhouse gases have not been reducing. Australia's greenhouse gases have been increasing. The planet's greenhouse gases emissions have been reducing. It's been growing economically, growing at a slow, small rate, but it has been growing. Australia has just started to shrink and our greenhouse gas emissions are growing. So, yeah, we're living up to all of the predictions that the Greenies made 20 and 30 years ago, that we were going to look like shits on a stick if we kept on planning to just burn more coal, because burning coal was convenient for us because we were good at digging it and we had a lot of it. Yeah, and in the middle of all that, the Americans have just announced that they've got a bloke called Mad Dog, General Mad Dog Mattis, and he's going to be their new Secretary of State for Defence. And he was appointed by Donald Trump or Tronald Dump specifically on the grounds that he's the person who most resembles Patton, General George Patton, the bloke who wanted to go to war with Soviet Union in 1945 in May, because it would be convenient, because they already had the tanks and the guns and everything already in place in Europe, and one day we're going to have to fight with the communists, so let's do it now. Yeah, somebody who's the modern reincarnation of that has just been put in charge of the American military chain of command. He's the go-between between the Pentagon and the prissy dunce in the White House. So that's something less than encouraging to think about. And yeah, sort of hang on to your seats. It's going to be a bit of a wild ride, as far as I can see. Happy Solstice Festival, I guess. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do on the Sunday mornings over the holiday period. It has been suggested to me that I do a regular weekly Trump report or Drumpf report or Tronald Dump report, but I don't know whether that's a good idea or not. I'll probably just do as I did every other Christmas interlude and just upload whatever I feel like uploading, because that gets it off my mind and puts it out there where anybody who wants to share it can find it. Seems reasonable. Anyway, I figure I've got to go. more or less, you know, coming up to the uploading of the limit. Thank you to Mr. Whitetail for showing up at the start of the 3-part series and at the end of the 3-part series. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.